everybody. All right, today I want to take a look at some things that have come across my mailbox since the last time I made a video. It has been a couple days, and come on, I deserve a break every now and then. Some of these things you have seen me talk about before. For instance, the Compaform SB3. This was something that Pluke was nice enough to let me test run and sent me his silver SB3, and so I was able to give it a try and give it a review, and I love this one so much. If you're familiar with Compoform stuff and you know about the Clover V2, I traded up my Clover V2 to get a hold of a blue SB3. I really think that this is a really killer piece, especially just the look of it and getting those purples in just the right light. Nobody does blurple or blue purple like Ivan does. So this piece is really awesome, and shout out to the Compaform Facebook community for being willing to make that trade. So much appreciated. Beautiful piece. A lot of fun to play with. A lot of options, moves to do. So I've gotten that. I was able to obtain another FidgetSyndicate pint size, this time in the, I think he calls it like crazy fiber. And this one's totally different than my other one. My other one I've already sent to Mel, who's going to review it and possibly buy it, depending on whether she likes it or not. But that one was in resin, so it was very smooth. And this one definitely has a texture to it. It's a very light texture, but it's not slick, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it's fibrous. So, very interesting. It's got a little bit of, sorry, it's not perfectly. Looks pretty sweet. Under some UV lighting. So that's cool. Always appreciate that. These things are they're really awesome. Somebody was asking in a short I did of this, how could this thing be worth $200? Well, people are paying those kind of prices in the groups because supply and demand, essentially, where, he buys a limited amount of material, and so he makes a limited amount of this specific pint size slider, and so people are clamoring for it because it's like, oh my God, that's one of a kind material. He may never get that again. I gotta have it. I gotta have it in that color. And then they buy it, but he's like, here's 4 of them that I've made, and I'm not going to do another drop for 2 weeks. They're pretty far apart. And, I was saying FidgetBoy has done something similar where he does a lot more, scheduled drops, which is nice. But, when he does the Ronin in this material, or this colorway, they call it, you're not going to see that again. So if you really like that, you're going to be there waiting for the drop, because you want that specific Ronin. So these are just really cool. I mean, a lot of people are just buying them because if they can get a hold of one that's good enough, essentially. So it doesn't always match up to the exact color that they want. They're just such a hot commodity right now. Yeah, this one wouldn't be my first pick, but I really do think it feels incredible. It looks awesome. And he's got a couple on the way with some really bright kind of colors on the outside shell that I'll probably be trying to get another one. And I also was able to purchase some extra plates, so that's good too. These things are really cool. You know, it all depends on what you think is worth it. So, you know, when you look at the buy, sell, trade page for FidgetSyndicate, it's just a bunch of people saying following, 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 waiting, hoping that somebody is going to post one of these for sale. And when that happens, that person's going to be eaten alive. God help you. God help your inbox. People will be trying to outbid each other. It's crazy, but it's really cool. I'm glad that this is taken off. And I think it's a really kind of premium experience. They were asking why someone would pay that much for 3D printed, and so I just clarified to them, these are not 3D printed. It's not machining metal, but it is machining different materials like resins and this crazy carbon fiber, micarta, stuff like that, where this is actually machined on probably like a shop bot, if you look those up. And then the Kydex plates, the same thing, where it kind of essentially works as like a plastic mill. So it can mill out these different plastics or different resins and stuff like that. And so he's able to mill out different materials, not metal, but plastics and whatnot. So still machined, not 3D printed, but really cool. I just sold 3 different ding dings. Shout out Jeff Benson. This one is Pong. If it was red, it would remind me of that bar of soap from Christmas Story. That's exactly what I felt like I was looking at. Pong is definitely superior. I mean, that sounds phenomenal. I had Pi, PEI, and I had Peak. This one took the cake, for sure. So that is the Ding Ding, if you search for it on like AliExpress and stuff like that, or I think Big White has these. They're not expensive, and they're a good experience. The Ding Ding. Just got this one from Meta EDC. I actually got this as a trade from Amy in Alaska. Shout out Amy. She traded me this. I'm trying to remember what I sent her. So many packages went out this past week. If you saw my sale, it was crazy. I think I had like 14 or 15 packages that I mailed out. But this top add-on piece I was able to secure from Meta. So now it's got the top clicking part. I'm actually going to do a video where I take this whole thing apart and put it together with a Zerk insert post that has a glow rod in the middle, and we're just going to trick the whole thing out, make it really cool. So that's pretty cool. I love this addition to the Musketeer. I do wish that they'd release some different types of posts here, because there isn't a whole lot to push off of. That's my only beef with the Musketeer. If this post was just something a little bigger, or maybe had a swoop in the middle, so it was almost like a something to push off of, that would be phenomenal. So, Mui, if you hear me out there, or whatever brand this is, do it to it. All right. People were itching for some feedback on the Wii Pong. Now, I ordered this Boo Boo Boy, and Jason was kind enough to accidentally send me this Queen Pong instead, or just original. Well, I guess it is the Queen Pong, right? Which is the big version. And he ended up sending me that and made it right, which is Jason's way. Very cool. You can see size difference here, and then you really see it in the side by side. He sent me this as it was a tester for the new Wii Pong that is out now. I was able to get one in the latest drop that happened today. I think it is worth it. This thing is phenomenal. I'm having trouble explaining what makes it so phenomenal. Part of it is that it has this feature that the Swoop has brought in. And I mean, I guess the Swoop took it from the Pong Boy because the Pong Boy was out first. And then the Dune followed, and then the Dune Swoop. And this little spot right here for your thumb to rest and press off. I mean, the Wii Pong has that perfect. I do like the plate pattern. I think in terms of like what feels good on your finger or your thumb, if you press up on this and then feel it move against the plate. This honeycomb pattern feels really nice. This is nice to have something there to kind of get a little extra grip. And then it's got this like pop sound that just doesn't exist with these other ones. I can't really figure out what, if it's just the magnet strength, the type of magnets that he used inside, I think. But it's got a really satisfying pop. Does the around the world super smoothly, and kind of those rounded edges, which the Swoop doesn't have. You know, it's got a little curvature to it that just feels really good. It does all the moves that I want it to do, and it does them perfectly. I haven't totally nailed down. I think it's really that pop. But just the overall shape, the size, he really took this mega one that he made for people that were kind of begging for larger sliders, and just fucking perfected that thing. And this is great. The one I got was like oil slick, I think, on top with like a green resin in the Pong spots. So I'm really excited for that to come. I really hope that it's got this magnet configuration and gives that same pop. But shout out to Jason for this one. I mean, this prototype slider, you can tell it's just a prototype. I mean, it's just one solid color. It's been on me all holiday weekend, all of Labor Day. I had this thing on me. And I've got my whole collection sitting in front of me, and I'm watching TV and playing with this. So nailed it out of the park with that. That's the wee Pong. It's the descendant of the Queen Pong. So maybe Jason will chime in and tell me why, if that popping is design or if it's simply just the type of magnets and strength that he used in there. So that one also gives a pop. I don't know. Okay. I just did an unboxing of these, which I'll post, so I won't, belabor it as I just opened these. This, top of that, and this were all items that I got on Meta EDC for under 100, and so I thought it'd be kind of cool this month to showcase some of the less expensive pieces. If people have been kind of like asking, like, where do I get some more affordable items? So all these under 100 and really awesome pieces. So if you're into spinners, this Mackie's got these ball bearings in there. Now the bearing that's inside of it right now is really nice, but it's pretty quiet for me. Now if you turn it on its side, you get a little bit of sound from the balls, but I'd like a louder bearing in that, and then I think it'd be pretty sweet. So that is the Mackie, what's it called? Mackie KN Mini 2.0. And then you've got the 01 EDC feeling slider in pie. So it's just a Teflon core. There is an interesting kind of popping noise. Not just the popping noise that it's making, but kind of a hard to explain. It sounds really good though. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Just kind of a deeper pop. Maybe just the type of balls that are used in here. But I think that's legit. It's pretty good. Now I did have one of these before, but it was the tuning fork one, and I was so disappointed with that. And so I was hesitant to buy another feeling slider, but I think this one's good. That's nice. It's a good mechanical. Then I got this one. This is the Jiz Ring, cheese ring, I don't know. But this is, let's see, this one was pie with, it looks just like pie, but I don't think it was. It was something else. Let's see if it says on the box. Not a chance, not a chance. Well, got that quality check. That's good. Yeah, so that is, what can I think? I'll put it, up there per usual. But this is good. I was curious about this one because they just started selling a little insert that you can put in there that will turn this into like a spinner haptic. I haven't totally figured out how it works yet, but I was going to get this and then get that to follow it up and put in there and see what I liked about it, if anything. This is really snappy. It sounds good. I don't know if this is what kind of kept me from it originally, was the outside design. I don't know if I like the every other pattern here. But I'd say it rivals the ACEDC one in terms of sound. It's louder and has good feedback. And they've got it in different cores, where there's like stainless steel, there is Zerk on the inside, so I think that's worth it. That's good. This one just looks pretty awesome. It's Corian, which is what like countertops are made out of. The beef I used to have with the ACEDC coin. Now, I thought this says Donut Mini, but Dupont Coran Snowflake. Dupont Coran. It says Mini, but it feels like what the full size was. Maybe I'm tripping. I can't remember what that was like. It's been a while since I've had a full size one, I guess. But these used to be like kind of more skill based, where it was really hard to get that pop. You had to have this kind of like gentle flick to it. And not so much with this. This is like just snappy as hell right out of the box. So, you know, a little slick, that Corian material. But that's good. I mean, for one of the, little mini donuts, that's like one of the original milk lids, milk cap lids, what do they call it? Milk lids, I think. That's pretty good. I like that. I mean, it may be a little louder than what I think my wife will allow. That makes it sound like she rules the house or something, but maybe more louder than what I would allow when we're watching TV, because I think she'd probably get annoyed. But that's good shit. All right, we'll move over here to Clicky Things. Clicky Things had this square slider. It might have been the first square slider I owned. I take that back. Haptic EDC was the first square slider I owned from a 3D printer. And then Clicky Things. Clicky Things ships out of New Zealand, maybe? They are overseas, though. And I wanted to take this apart because this one has a really interesting feature where it's like a clock, like tick-tock. The whole rotation down, it catches another magnet. None of my other sliders do that. Like if I do this, it goes bam, bam, right? It's like a 3 thing. 4, 5. So what is the crepes? Crepes. I looked out there and I had a Phillips head and I thought, yeah, you ain't gonna need that. Oh, you're damn right I do. I need it. Oh, wait. I wonder if this is too big, though. Let's find out. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So, go to remove these and just see what the layout is here. They do really great sliders, though. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's pretty standard. It's got to just be the spacing, then. Smaller magnets. And then that part's just, you gotta have that lined up just right. that really seemed like there was going to be something unique or something I hadn't seen before in here, but I guess not. I mean, it's got to be just the spacing of those magnets, because if you're looking in here, you can see those magnets through there. They certainly don't have this kind of space in between. And the magnets are smaller in diameter. And so I think just 2 rows of smaller magnets further spread apart gives it that weird kind of tick-tock effect that's really unusual. And let's make sure that these are lined up here. Get that puppy back in without stripping it out. Clicky Things, though, is one of the clickiest. I mean, you can't call yourself Clicky Things and not be the clickiest, but they were one of the clickiest square fidgets that I had. And I saw somebody post in one of the groups that they'd gotten the slider. You know, it's definitely not like 3D print quality of like FidgetBoy or some of the other brands, Haptic EDC. You can really see the steps, which means it's a a lower quality 3D printer, and it leaves kind of a bit of a messy finish on top. But even still, that's really fun. And not super clicky in terms of the action. I mean, well, it's very clicky, not crunchy, I guess. So let me clarify, their square that I had was the crunchiest. They're not called crunchy things, they're called clicky things, so they're definitely holding up their end of the bargain with this. You know, the magnets are a little strong, so you're not getting like some of those, well, I guess you could. Yeah. It's not perfect for like an around the world situation. But that tic-tac action kind of makes up for it. All right. Last but not least, let's talk the sugar cube. As my 6-year-old said, whoever named that doesn't know what they're talking about, because it's not a cube. Right, I know, I get it. So this one has a couple different materials. There is a metal one, which I bet would be pretty badass. This one is just like a yellow palm plastic. But the inside, if you can see there, it is not dense, which sounds like that. And it's not even standard either. It's, you see there's a click, and then there's a little pathway for the ball to travel, right? So there's a little travel in between each click, and so on and so forth. I have not taken this apart and messed with it yet. So this is the sound that it had out of the box. and it's awesome. To be honest, I've had it with me. Now, I already know some people are going to complain because it goes fully extended that way, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks that way. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clicks that way. I don't know what to tell you. Listen, sometimes it is what it is. Sometimes travel isn't all it cracks up to be. The one thing that's in my pocket right now as my everyday carry is this Zerk Rain from Metal Toys. Because this thing sounds so freaking good. 4 clicks total one way, 4 clicks total the other way. Don't care. Metal Toys is one of the top in its class for sound. That's just so good. So, travel isn't everything. And to be honest, one of my favorite ways to use this is like that. Just these kind of, and then maybe if I want more, I press down. Orange is not my favorite color. Tango EDC is what it says on there. But I'm sure I'll probably get another one. It sounds like a woodpecker. Kind of gives it like a jackhammer sound. But it's really good. The sugar cube. That's not a cube. Otherwise, that is the collection update. Did I talk about this guy? The noise milk lid? Or, yeah, the noise one. Wow. That's got a real ping to it. But this thing is great. This is like in a red polycarbonate plastic or something like that. They made one in blue that had a purple ball in there. I gotta get a hold of that one. I need it. If anybody out there watching this has one and they'd trade for red, let me know. That's intense. So good. So good. Okay. That's it, everybody. Peace.